Good morning, you guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Christy. I go by chrisdlynn because that is my desired pen name. I'm here on YouTube to document my author journey because here on this channel, we talk about books, we talk about writing, and just whatever creative interest I have in the moment. So with that said, let's talk books for a minute. Okay, so today we are going to talk about a very popular author. We're going to talk about Sarah J. Maas and my feelings on her writing. First off, I'd like to say I don't wish her any hate. She's out living her dream and having a blast, and she's writing stories that, appeal to her. My problem is with her stories is a particularly me thing. I react poorly to her main characters. I don't know what it is. I think it's a personality clash. I just can't stand her main characters, and I know it's not intentional on her part. I feel like they're on a villain arc, and I don't have fun. I read the first 3 books of A Court of Thorn and Roses, Court of Mist and Fury, and then the war one. I don't really want to read anymore. Now, honestly, I do feel like Sarah J. Maas can write a compelling story. She knows how to do fetch quests really well and entertaining, and I am not a fan of MacGuffin quests. I feel like when the story starts doing a MacGuffin quest, it's like it gets a little like meandering, and that's just a purely me thing. So yeah, where was I? I lost my train of thought. Talking about, so Sarah J. Maas can write a very compelling story. She knows how to make drama within her relationships, which I think is a lot of fun. I do like Feyre and Rhysand together as a couple. I find that all the fun in the world. It's like Jane Eyre and Mr. Rochester. Mr. Rochester's this not a great guy, and he's made some really bad choices, but yet you can't help but love him anyway. Yeah, it's kind of that kind of thing. So I do like that, and I do like aspects of her world, like Lucian, Azriel, and Elaine's storyline. If she ever writes a book with those characters in it, I will probably read that one. But as for now, when it comes to the Court of Thorn and Roses series and books, I think I'm done, because the 3rd book, I just didn't have a good time with it, and I'm not vibing with Nesta's character. I do like Cassian, so I think that might be a little bit of fun, but either I give it myself some time and wait till I'm in the right headspace, or I just don't ever touch her books again. So that's kind of where I feel with Sarah J. Maas. I don't think she's a bad author. I think the fan base is awesome. I wish I was a part of it, but I just have this visceral reaction to her main characters that just kind of, it's like nails on chalkboard kind of feeling, and I don't have fun reading her stories if I don't have fun with the main character. It's a purely me thing. I might change my mind in the future, but for right now, this is my feelings. We'll see what happens later. So give me a break. I'm going to come back, but I have some things I want to talk about. Okay, so we're going to do a vlog for the rest of this video. Back on TikTok, I did make a 10-minute vlog of reading the first 6 chapters of Assassin Blade. So from here on out, you are going to see my take on that with my TikToks. And then when I come back, we are going to sell some books. I have a really bad habit of just impulsing buying books that I'm interested in, and then it's a while later I realized I don't think I'm ever going to have time to read this, or I'm not interested in reading it in the moment. So I discovered, what is it, Pangobooks? Anyway, it's a used bookstore app where I can sell some books. So I own Crescent City, Assassin Blade, and I'm going to find maybe 3 more books that I don't necessarily need, and I don't know if I'm going to have the time to read them. It's not necessarily meaning that I am finding these authors problematic or whatever. It's just that I don't know if I'm ever going to have time or interest in reading these books, so I'm just going to pass them on and maybe in the future get them in the library or something. I don't know. My point is, we're going to sell some books. So it might be an unhauling kind of video. But in the meantime, enjoy my TikToks, and I will come back after that. And yeah, let's have some fun. Good morning. I'm going to try something new. It's going to be a reading vlog, and where I'm going to pick a book and I'm going to try and read it from beginning to end. Let's get started. All right, so the book I've chose to read is this one. I'm going to be frank with you guys and completely honest. I've read the first 3 of the ACOTAR books, A Court of Thorn and Roses, A Court of Mist and Fury, and A Court of Wing and Ruin, and I'm not sure SJM is my vibe. I don't know if her books are for me because I really didn't enjoy Feyre as a character, and she's the main character in those books, and from the very first book to the 3rd book, I didn't like it that much. Like, I enjoyed the world because it was very aesthetic and I get the hype. And I had fun with some of the other elements, so I understand why other people really like them. And honestly, like, I read 3 of them, so I enjoyed something about it. But by the 3rd book, I was like, this is just not for me. I don't know if I like this. So I'm gonna give SJM one more chance. And the rules for this is going to be, I'm going to read 6 chapters. I'm going to read the first 6 chapters. If I don't like the main character, if I don't like aspects of this story, if I find out that I am just not vibing with this book, I will DNF it. But if for some reason I decide that whatever is intriguing me and I feel like I can read more of this book, I will keep reading it. So, with that said, I'm going to start the first chapter in a little bit, and we'll go from there. All right, you guys. Same day, but, a little bit later, I've had to take my kids to dentist appointments and doctor visits and, those kind of checkups. It's been that kind of day. And yeah, so I started this book the beginning of the day. Sorry, I have the invert filter on and it's messing me up. Okay, so I started this book the beginning of the day and I made it to chapter 4. Okay, it's been a long day, so I probably already mentioned this, but I've read the first 3 books of the ACOTAR series of Sarah J. Maas books. Those were my introduction into her writing. That was what I first started with, and as much as I enjoyed the world building and the aesthetics and some of the fun little fetch quests that she would do with the Court of Thorn and Roses, and I really love fairy tale retellings. I love books with fae in them. I love books with magic in them. And I love a little bit of drama, especially relationship drama. I love that in my stories. My problem with Sarah J. Maas books is the main character. I did not enjoy reading about Feyre. And I know this is like a very particular me thing. I don't know what it is about Sarah J. Maas main characters that make me so angry. They make me feel angry feelings. And I guess it's, a good point in her writing that her characters aren't bland, that they actually make you feel something. But I get angry when I read them. I didn't like Feyre. And I know it's a completely me thing. I'm not saying that SJM is a bad writer. I'm just saying this is how I reacted to the main character. And I didn't like her. I didn't have fun reading her story after a while. Like, I did like the first 2 books. The 3rd book, I wasn't having fun with. And with this book, I'm already in chapter 4, guys. And I really don't like Selena more than I don't like Farrah. Farrah was a breath of fresh air compared to Selena. And is that how you say her name? Anyway, I might not read to chapter 6. But I have some time to kill. So I might give it 6. I'm going to read to chapter 6. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll read to chapter 6. I'm going to come back after I finish that chapter. And then we'll see if it's a DNF or if it's not. I will say, though, I'm in chapter 4. And I am liking all the characters around the main character. I just don't like Selena. Now, I like independent, strong women characters. I love that. But I don't know what it is about Sarah J. Maas that I just don't like her main characters. I really don't know what it is. And right now I'm ranting. So let me get back to reading and then we'll figure this out. Okay? Okay. So I made it to chapter 5. That's my feelings right now. I don't like this character. Now, it is interesting that she's a bit spiteful and she is 16, so her attitude kind of makes sense. But I'm still having feelings. So it makes me feel all the feels. And I don't know if I like this. Okay. Chapter 5. We'll see if I like chapter 5 and chapter 6. And we'll see if I'm going to DNF it. The story's getting interesting. The story's kind of hooked. There's stuff happening. But I don't like the main character, and I don't know if I want to read a character I don't like. Like, sometimes that's fine. But in this case, I don't know if that was intentional. Okay, so the story's picking up. Things are starting to get exciting. I'm invested in the plot. I might keep reading this book, even if I don't like the main character. Okay. I did it. I got to chapter 7. So, I have thoughts. Let's talk. And I'm going to turn the invert off because it's messing me up. Okay. Yeah. So, I have feelings kind of like I do every time I read a Sarah J. Maas book. I love the plot. I love the characters. I love the banter. I think there's some good things she's really good at. And when it comes to her writing. And if she can make me really not like a main character just because my personality clashes with it, then that means she's writing a good character. It's a well-developed, rounded character. I just happen to not like it. So I don't know. The plot is picking up. I am hooked with the plot. Things are moving kind of quickly, and I kind of want to see what happens. But I also don't like the main character. I mean, she is 16. So maybe this might be a character arc book. I don't know, because Farrah wasn't. And I don't think it's intentional on Sarah J. Maas' part to make the character unlikable, like in other stories. Sometimes the main character is purposely written to be unlikable. And sometimes that's okay, but I think I'm interpreting wrong. I'm just vibing with the character wrong. I don't know what it is about SJM's main characters that really kind of get me. That's not right. I don't know what it is. Why I don't like the main characters of SJM. I get angry when I read them. I feel like they're spiteful and they're mean to everybody around them. And I don't know I don't really like that. And I think that's a deeply personal me thing. Anyway, my 10 minutes is almost up. Maybe I'll read more. I don't know. But that took me a while. Obviously, I had a lot of thoughts in 6 chapters. yeah, you know what? If I'm this angry about the book, I'm going to put it down and then I'll see what I think about it tomorrow. So, hi, you guys. So, this is going to be a 3-minute video. At least I'm going to try and make it 3 minutes. And we're going to talk about this book. So, I read to chapter 9. I will have to say that the story is compelling and is very interesting. I'm just not vibing with the main character. And I told myself if I read to chapter 5, or was it 6? Anyway, I told myself if I read a few chapters that I would, and I didn't like it, I would DNF it. So here are my thoughts, because I put this book down for a little while and I have decided that SJM is not for me. I tend to react to her main characters in not a fun way, and I don't think that was intentional on her part. I don't know why I don't have fun with her main characters, and because I like harbingers of chaos kind of characters. I think they're fun, and I think that's kind of what she was intending on doing, but I don't know. It's definitely a me thing. And yeah, so if you guys like these books, I'm happy for you. But I think I've decided I'm gonna move on. There's other books I want to read and have fun with. And yeah, so SJM is not for me anymore. I gave it a good try. I had fun while it lasted. And I'm happy for those who can read all the way through it and have fun with her. And I wish Sarah J. Maas the best. I'm just gonna move on and no longer talk about her books. Okay, and we're back. Those TikToks were really fun to create. If you didn't notice, my subtitles were a little bit off in like the spelling text thing, because there's a feature on TikTok where you can autofill it. And sometimes I don't have the headspace to go back and edit the text, because I do have dysgraphia. I think that's how you say it. I'm dyslexic, guys. So sometimes words are hard and I don't like to deal with it. Ironically, I do love to write. So that's a challenge I have to deal with every single day. Yeah, so that was fun. The next part of these videos, I am going to be talking about Pangobooks, because I had decided to open up a shop to sell some of my used bookstores. I have a bad habit of buying books just randomly in happenstance, because yeah, it's a real problem. So I thought maybe I could try selling these books I buy on a whim and let other readers enjoy them. So from here on out, we're going to talk Pangobooks. Show you the unhauling that I'm going to do. Okay, so first book I have is Crescent City. And this is the chunky one. It is paperback. I have never read this book, and I have a feeling that I'm not going to like the main character. So if I do end up reading this, it's going to be a library pick. So I'm going to unhaul this book, because I'm a very slow reader. This is going to take me 2 years just to get through. So I don't have time to read this book. I think time to unhaul it. No hate on the author, just not my vibing right now. And then I got this book is Assassin Blade. I think this is the first in the Throne of Glass series. So yeah. And then I found this book. This author is on TikTok. She's an independent author. This book was a lot of fun, and I absolutely love the cover. So I did read this book. I had a lot of fun with it, and I think it's time that someone else has a chance too. So we're gonna do that book. And then lastly, this book. I follow Piper CJ on TikTok. I haven't seen her around in a while though. So I bought her book, just randomly bought it. I think there's 3 books out now, but I don't know if this is gonna be my style of a book. I've done some more research into it, and I don't think it's my thing. I haven't read this book, but I think maybe someone else might enjoy it more than me. So let's unhaul this one too. So it is a pretty cover. I do like it, but time for a new reader to have more fun with me. And plus, you know, we plan to move in the near future, so I have way too many books to take with me. So I need to find a way to get rid of books. And I think this might be a good option. All right, let's get to listing these. Okay, I'm gonna list these books for sale off camera because there's still a little bit of a learning curve I'm doing with these vlogs, but I did have fun. Sometimes unhauling is very therapeutic, and I'm excited to see how this is gonna work out. So I'll keep you posted. I'll let you know what happens. And I think I'm done with this vlog. So if you guys like this kind of video, if you want to discuss more books, please leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think of Sarah J. Maas, because am I the only one that have a hard time with her main characters? I love her worlds. I think they're vibrant and fun, and she writes a compelling story, but like, I'm just repeating myself right now. Let me know in the comments what you think, and also maybe like and subscribe. I'm a new channel. I'm trying to grow, and part of my journey here on YouTube is to find books that I actually do vibe with, that I really do like, and I want to talk about books because I have a passion for storytelling. So yeah, anyway, this was fun. I hope you guys have a nice day, and catch you soon.